Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on day 13 in December daily, and today we're telling a brunch story. So day 13 fell on a Sunday, and so my husband and I went to brunch, and I try to include a brunch story in like every album I make, just because Josh and I are huge brunch heads, and so I have some photos of brunch. That's going to be perfect right there. All right, so I have some photos of brunch, and I'm modeling this spread off of the spread I made last year. So last year I did a spread where I had a single photo and then a two photo spread. So I'm modeling it off of that. So I'm going to trim this down. I just wanted to leave it in the wide version because I think it's really pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and trim this down and then we'll get to work. So I have my photos trimmed down of what we had for brunch that day. I'm losing things. So here are my photos trimmed down, and they're going to... Wow, I should make sure that the photos line up before I put them in the album. So those are going to go full page just like that. And here's the other thing I did. This is a digital stamp from the Paisley Press stamp, and it just says eat, drink, and be merry. And I thought it was perfect for, you know, telling a brunch story, because that's all we do when we go to brunch is eat, drink, and be merry. And then I have a page protector from my Citrus Twist Life Crafted album, which is 4-inch page protectors. And I trimmed it down to 5.5, and I cut the holes off because this is going to be where my story holes. So I had a few ideas, and I don't know which direction I'm going. So the one thing I did was I took the same stamp and I printed it in Photoshop. I repeated it a few times, a little bit larger than the gray, and printed it in like a rusty color. And then that was going to be my title, and I was going to stick my number on kind of on the pocket, kind of half off the pocket, just like that. And that was going to be my page, right? Which looks okay. So let's work our way through it. So that was my initial idea, and then I was going to put this green circle, and I have these wood veneer circles from Color Cast Design, so I pulled those out, and then I have these transparent circles that were an add-on, which like disappeared. Like these went so fast. So I had these. So then I was like, well, maybe I could do some sort of like repeat circle pattern on this red card, but the question is, if I repeat the circle pattern on the red card, do the transparent circles get lost? Because if the transparent circles get lost on the red card, then what I could do is repeat it, but just do it on white, right? Like I could do the same, have the same idea, because I didn't need to have that red stamp. It was just an idea, and then when I was going through my supplies, I saw the transparent circles, and I was like, well, those could be fun, kind of repeated like that. I don't want to do two black ones. And with my personal style, like when it comes to embellishments like this, it is better for me to use them up on like one page than attempt to hoard them. Like if I'm going to use them, I'm going to use them up all at well, not all, but I'm going to use a bunch of them at once. There's a snowflake on this one, and it is not snowing. Actually, you know what? We might get a nor'easter in New York, so we might actually get snow. So I was thinking about doing some sort of like that, or I could even do like a figure 8 pattern. A figure 8 pattern might be cool. So let's see if I could fit. I need 5 more. I will say it is making me very sad using 5 of the all this many. That's not proper English at all. It is making me very sad using this many of them. Oh my god, that one says eat, drink, and be merry. Shut up. It's perfect. It is making me very sad using this many of them on one page, but if I don't use this many of them here, I will not use them. So we're going to use them. All right, so I'm thinking about doing some sort of like hourglassy type shape, but I don't want to put all these green ones next to each other. So let's figure this out. This green one can go there. This red one has to go dead center, which means, all right, so if this red one has to go dead center, let's just figure this out. We could do this red and this green here. And then we can do this Holiday Magic one with this black one. That's cool. And then we can do this red one. Right, well, I'm going to do the other direction going up first. That's what I'll do before I do that red one. So we'll do this one like that. This white tree. This Mary with the green print. Put that one like that. Put that one like that. And then put that eat, drink, and be merry dead center. And I think that looks really fun. Although the glare is not my friend. But I think that looks really fun. And then I'm going to put the transparent one with the wood veneer. So the reason I had pulled out a few more wood veneer ones was to kind of repeat them. So I feel like if I'm going to put a wood veneer one there, I should probably put like a wood veneer, like a few wood veneer ones in here. Right? So I have 1, 2, and then I have the third one over there. And I think that looks really fun. And then my number is going to go, okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're not going to use that red. We're just not going to do it. Now, where's my phone? Because I need to take a picture of this. I will not remember how I did this. So we're going to take a picture of this. And then I'm going to skedaddle for like the 30 or 40 seconds it takes me to stick these down. Now, I am just going to use Dot Runner, which might not be everybody's cup of tea when it comes to sticking transparent bits down. I don't mind like little bits of adhesive showing through. And I don't even think you're going to be able to really see the adhesive. So, and again, if that happens, it's not something that really grinds my gears. So I'm just going to use some Dot Runner. I'm just using the Scotch Dot Runner. And I'm going to quickly go in, stick these circles down, and then I will trim off the excess. And then I'll come back to finish the rest of this page. Okay, so here we go. So here are my layered circles, and it's not perfectly centered. Like you see, it's a little bit skewed to the left. I think that just happens to me every time I make something. I think it's because I'm left-handed. Everything I make is always skewed to the left when I'm aiming for center. But I don't, that's not the worst thing in the world that it's a little skewed left. And then I'm going to add 2 of these wood veneer ones from Color Cast Designs. I'm going to put one right here. I've decided to kind of like fudge them a little bit so they're not like perfectly on the circle background that I've made. So this one says Merry and Bright. I'm going to add this one that says Holly Jolly right here. And then I'm going to stick this one that says the Find Joy in Unexpected. Find joy in the little things and hope in unexpected places. I love this. This is my favorite. This sentiment is like all about what December is for me and what December daily is for me. Finding joy. And I'm using my stuff up, you guys. So that's wild. So I'd also brought in the chipboard circles, and I think these were an add-on. I can't ever remember what's an add-on or what comes with the kit, because I shop so fast when it comes to December daily. Because there's this one that says Bring on the Season of Joy, and I thought it would just be fun to have another circle, to just make this a page of circles. So I think I might do that. Let's just add this. Now, there is no chipboard anywhere else. That is okay. Maybe I'll look in my stash and see if I have smaller chipboard circles. And if I have a smaller chipboard circle, I'll put like a small chipboard circle on that side. And if I don't, the chipboard will only be on this side, and that's okay. Now, I took the other side to my paper trimmer and trimmed off those excess circly bits, but this side I'm just going to do by hand. I did it with the paper trim on the other side because it was all 4 sides that had extra circle bits, and this one's just easier to do by hand. All right, so here is what we have so far. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this back to back. I'm making sure my journaling is right side up, because you guys, stranger things have happened. I have actually attached things together and like put my story upside down. And my story's pretty small today. I will tell you a funny story though. When we went out to drink, wow, well, that's telling. Anyways, when we went out to brunch, I'm convinced they spiked my ciders, and they really didn't, you guys. I hadn't had enough to eat the day before, and I actually only had like a salad at lunch, so my carb intake was just not that great. And I'm not like a super strong drinker on the best of days. So the bottom line is I had 2 ciders, and those 2 ciders were enough to like make me annoying. And Joshua kept threatening to leave me on a park bench on our way home, because we walk to and from brunch. We stick in our neighborhood. So a lot of my journaling is about being a local, but we eat in our neighborhood. So we walk to and from brunch. And my evil husband kept threatening to leave me on a park bench because I was being very obnoxious. But we made it home. And of course, as soon as we got home, I went right to sleep because, wow. So note to self, like I see people, like I have friends who drink on like an empty stomach all the time. And I'm just like, it couldn't be me, because I would literally be comatose in the corner. All right, so I have stuck down my pocket, which I think looks really fun. I'm pretty sure I used a T-square. Okay. I used a T-square. It is not straight, even with the T-square. How do I do this? How do I do this all right, it's staying. I'm going to rip that if I try to pick that up. Okay. And then I'm going to add my 13, just like that. And actually, you know what? If I do find a little chipboard embellishment, I'll put the chipboard on the outside. That's what I'll do to tie the page together. I'll put the chipboard on the outside of the pocket, not on the inside. And I'll put it by the 13, because now there's this cork. There's so many different like shapes and textures on this page, which again, is like my jam for December daily. For some people that might be like too much. It might be like you have this random cork number, you don't have cork anywhere else, what's going on? I like having a bunch of shape and texture in my album. That's my jam, but not necessarily everybody else's. Okay, so there we go. That's that. And then I'm thinking that what I might do for the inside of the page is put, oh, get away from here, is put maybe like, so here, to kind of tie the page together, I was thinking about putting maybe some trios of these transparent circles like this. I love this one that says Finding Joy in Today. So I could do like some, get away from, oh, that did not stick. I'm going to put an acrylic block on that because that is, I just touched that, the numbers, and they like bolted. So I'm going to put an acrylic block on that so that that starts to stick down so I don't accidentally move it. Yes, I'm thinking about putting like 3 trios. Ooh, the wonder of the season. Putting 2 trios, not 3. So I might put one on the inside here. Let's see. Not ones that say let it snow. These are wonderful. Oh my God. Now I want to keep all of them. No, I will use them. All right, so I'm going to do like a little trio of them here. Kind of like that. And then do another one on the other side. And I'm trying to avoid the ones that say things about snow. Although, if we get the nor'easter like we're supposed to, I might have a snow story. And I haven't had a snow story in my December album for a very long time. So it might be nice to have a snow story to tell because we haven't really gotten snow here in a few winters. There we go. I think that looks really good. All right, so that's what we're going to do. To tie the whole page together, we're just going to do some circle clusters on this photo. Oh, my tape runner's dead. All right, so I just pulled out a new tape runner. I need to actually get some more of these Scotch tape runners. I go through them so fast, especially in December when I'm literally scrapbooking every day. I go through tape so fast. All right, so there we go. So we're going to stick down. I love that. All right, so we're going to do one more up here. And you know what? We're really actually just piggybacking off of the layout I made last year, because last year with that layout, I played with circles a lot too. I did like stamping around the plates because, you know, we're eating on circular plates, which is a perfect opportunity to add circular stamping. So I just stamped sentiments around the plates. And then this year, we're like sticking to circular embellishment. So we're really like literally just scrap lifting that page I made last year. All right, so for this side, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not cutting off the words like I did on the other side, because I want to be able to read that it actually says the wonder of the season. And pretty much the last thing we do from here is we make the flippy piece, which I probably should have had the cardstock ready. I have a bunch of scrap cardstock on the floor, so one of these pieces should work. Okay, that works perfectly. So I'm just going to trim this down to 8 inches, and then we're going to score it. We're going to make the flip just like we always do. And I keep my scoreboard, this is the mini scoreboard, and I keep it very handy this time of year because I use it almost every day because I'm always doing like flip pieces. So I keep my mini scoreboard literally right next to my desk. The rest of the year it is like put away, but this time of year it sits right on my desk. All right, so now here is where we have to make sure that I do this right, because this photo, all right, let's think about this. This goes like this and then flips out like this. So the flip is actually between these 2 pages, and then I adhere the other page back to back. Okay, now I do these every year, and every year I get turned around making them. And literally I do like a million flip outs in every album, and every single time I have to like visualize it and think about it and like experiment a few times and inevitably do it wrong and then do it again for it to work. Okay, but it seems like I got it right the first time this time around, so that's cool. Right, so that's gonna be like that. Did I glue those so close together that they don't stay shut? Okay, no, they do close. Okay, so that's gonna be like that in the album, right? And then it opens up and you have the full page photo, and there's a little bit of a seam between them, but again, it's really hard to score photo paper, so your best bet is cutting the paper in half and then sticking it back on. That seam's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna try to put it a little bit closer. But yeah, it's really hard scoring photo paper. It just does not want to do that. So my best bet, I've had the most success with just cutting the pictures in half and then reassembling it. When I've tried to fold my photos in on themselves, they don't do what I wanted to do. Okay. And then finally, we're going to just stick this on. Now, I'm going to do the same thing I did on day 1, which is cut the little slits in the photo so it pops in and out of the album. That's the same thing I did for my day 1 story. And that's what I like to do when I want a full page photo on the front of my flip, right? Because otherwise I'd have to trim this down so that this isn't like in the album, and then you can kind of see that in the background. And I kind of want the flip to be like a surprise. A surprise to who? I don't know. Surprise to me. Because I'm going to forget it's there. Like, the thing is, like, I look at these albums like months after I make them, and I'm like, oh, look, there's another flip element. Oh, look, there's a little surprise. All right. So here's my 6-hole punch, which is covered in cat hair. My whole life is covered in cat hair. You guys don't get cats. Literally, my whole life is covered in cat hair. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to punch this side, because this is going to be my guide. And then I'm going to actually use my power punch to punch the rest of the holes, because I can't imagine that well, let's see. I can't imagine it's going to want to go through all this photo paper, but we can see. Oh, it does. Never mind. All right. It does want to go through all this photo paper. Now, cross your fingers that these holes match up, because I'm kind of eyeballing it. So we'll see. It might be okay. Oh, look at that. That was almost perfect. Okay, so from here, we're just literally going to cut the slits just like I did for day 1. And again, when you're doing this, you just want to make sure you cut your slits like really much wider than you think you need, because you want these to be able to lift off of the rings without like any real force. So I'm just using my crafting scissors. These giant gold scissors are very ostentatious, and they are much bigger than anything I will ever need for the work I do, but they're shiny and I like them. All right, so we cut our slits, and that is, besides me going to look for a small circle chipboard sticker, that's day 13 in the book. So there we go. I have my 13. That glare is awful. I'm sorry, but I have my 13. I have my pocket with all of my my circles, which I think is really fun. And then that pulls out, and then there's the story on the back. This is a really substantial pocket. That's really heavy. And then over here, I have my photo repeating that transparent thing. This is going to be fun to take pictures of with how shiny it is. And then that flips out, and then I have more pictures of brunch. So I'm going to quickly read my story to you. So it says, "To the farm on Adderley Place, thank you for teaching us what it means to be locals and regulars, and for giving us that Cheers experience, a place where everyone knows our names and asks after us and how we've been and shares their own stories and bumps elbows behind the bar and always shares whatever tasty bits they're sipping on before the brunch rush. Thank you for introducing me to the delights of 9-pin cider and candied pumpkin, for answering all my questions about kins, and for always making sure my grilled tomato has a bit of extra char. Thank you for the beautiful space you've created in the garden and on the sidewalk, and for doing your very best to work your way through these strange and unprecedented times. Thank you for all the blood and sands and wahakiris and the honey sours, and for always being more patient than my husband when I've had too many. I can't believe it's been a year since we found you on a place to make our own, but it has been the most magical of times, and I cannot wait for the next year with you. Cheers to finding the most delicious seasonal ingredients and for coming up with wonderful combinations, and cheers to you for being one of the brightest spots of 2020 for Joshua and I. P.S. to my husband and the love of my life, thanks for dragging me home and not leaving me on the park bench like you threatened to. If it wasn't that warm on Sunday, it would have made for an uncomfortable afternoon." And I left that because I wanted to remember that Joshua threatened to leave me on the bench. And when I say the park bench, we live on a parkway. So there's benches on the street itself because we live on a parkway. So he kept threatening to just literally leave me on the bench on the side of the street as we were walking home. And I know he wouldn't have, because if he did, my mom would have been very upset. I don't know who she would have been more upset with, if she would have been more upset with me because I was stumbling home at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, and she does not approve of that kind of behavior, or she would have been more upset with him for leaving me on a bench on the side of the road. But anyways, I'm just going to put a little ribbon here. I like having these little, wait, where to put it? I don't want to put the staple through my journaling. Oh, that's great. Now I gotta figure out where to put this so the staple is not going through my journaling. But that is day 13, you guys. I am playing catch up with my album. I took a few, like 2 days off from like daily storytelling. There we go. Perfect. I took a few days off from daily storytelling, so I'm now playing catch up with my album, and I'm taking it nice and easy and giving myself lots of grace this year when it comes to this project. But I love how this story came out, and I love having it in the book. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this process. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, I'll just see you. I'm going to stop saying I'll see you tomorrow because I don't know when I'll see you. So I will just see you for day 14. So until next time, keep it crafty and have the very best day, and I'll see you around. Bye for now, friends.